Hi, it's Stefani Greenfield on my way to meet Rachel Roy. Now, we all know she's beautiful. We just saw her fabulous show for spring. I can't wait to get the inside stuff and talk to her about her life, her inspiration, and her journey. Stay tuned. Rachel Roy's life is as bold and glamorous as her designs. The girl who was once a cashier at a clothing store has gone on to become a princess in the fashion industry. Rachel began as an intern at Rocawear, worked her way up through its ranks, and eventually married its owner, hip-hop mogul Damon Dash. She launched her own line in 2005 and immediately attracted a lot of attention. She became a media darling, with her clothing worn by celebrities including Oprah Winfrey and Gwyneth Paltrow. Rachel and Damon divorced in 2009. She's raising their 2 young daughters, all while her career is on fire. Most recently, the woman every designer wants to dress, First Lady Michelle Obama, has become a fan, wearing Rachel's clothing to public appearances. It's hard to disagree with the wife of the president. It seems that everyone has fallen in love with Rachel Roy. I am so excited this morning because, as you know, I'm a girl's girl, and I am sitting with the ultimate girl's girl, Rachel Roy. She's not only beautiful externally, she has a beautiful story, an amazing journey. She's a great mom, has 4 major businesses under her belt. So I think we should just get started. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for meeting with us.
Thank you so much.
So you have a lot going on now, my new friend.
I have a lot going on. I'm a busy girl, but it's everything that I love. So I'm very, very blessed. It's my designer line, which I've been working on for about 7 or 8 years. That's Rachel Roy. And that's basically the woman that I aspire to be. It's a lot of formal workwear. It's cocktail wear. And my younger line is Rachel Roy. She's a younger sister. While she does follow the trends, she's very independent, so she takes more risks and she's willing to try new things, new colors, new prints. And so when I put that hat on and go into my Rachel Roy studio, it is so much fun. It's a studio filled with women that wear the product and that are excited about it, and so I'm quite inspired by that. I think the thing about clothes that I really try to give to women is that a woman should be wearing the clothes, and it should just be an extension of who they are. I don't want my clothes to stand out. I want the woman to stand out.
Okay, wait. I have to interrupt you.
Okay.
You don't want your clothes to stand out.
Yeah.
But Michelle Obama, prior to being the First Lady and while she's the First Lady, where's your clothes? So they can't stand out more than on Michelle Obama.
Yeah, that was such a huge compliment. I mean, the idea that she's so heavily scrutinized in every choice that she makes for what she puts on her body is tenfold, from what you and I choose. And for her to select something is such a big compliment.
And how did she get Rachel Roy? And you know why she chose Rachel Roy?
I can't be certain and speak for her, but she has an amazing stylist that she works with, Ikram.
Right.
Has great taste. You probably know her, and she definitely supports new artists and new designers.
And what does that do for a business? The First Lady is wearing your clothes.
It's
what
huge.
happens?
It's huge. I was over the moon when I first saw.
Now, how do you find out? What's the process? Do you get a phone call? Rachel, Ikram's
no.
on the phone. Michelle Obama's wearing your dress.
No, one of the very sweet girls in my office finds it online and emails me at like 6 in the morning. And
So you didn't know?
No, you never know. You never know.
Wow.
It's definitely...
What a moment.
It was a huge moment. It was huge. Because of, like I said, the idea that she has so many factors to consider when getting dressed, and that some of my pieces work for that. It's a great feeling. But yeah, I really do want to design pieces that take women through their lives. Women wear so many hats. They're mothers, they're entrepreneurs, they're career women, they have charities to work on. So the clothing should make you feel great about yourself. You stand up a bit taller, sit up a bit taller, but it really...
You straightened up. Okay.
But I think that, if your clothes walk in the room before you do, those are usually the women that I don't want to know as much. I like the women that are strong and that have strong personalities and strong points of view, and I usually learn so much from them.
And what have you learned? Because you were on the Oprah Winfrey show, and when we talk about strength, when we talk about a journey, when we talk about power, nobody does it better than Oprah.
Nobody.
So talk about that moment.
So inspirational. You know, it was huge, and
Were you nervous?
I was so nervous.
Because I'm nervous for you and it already happened.
I mean, I had been in business for, you know, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, but there are so many designers that are such artists that I have so much respect for. There's so much I have yet to accomplish and have yet to do. And I thought that they surely thought it was Rachel Ray or something. I made a mistake. But being on Oprah was probably definitely a highlight in my career.
And did your website crash? I mean, did your business
Good
quadruple?
question. Yes, I wish that I had e-com at that point. I didn't.
'Cause it's a game changer.
Absolutely, 100%. I wish I was able to facilitate all of the requests and the orders. I just wasn't.
You know, the women that you dress, because, you know, we all relate to celebrities, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how people, I think, sometimes, you know, identify with the brand, is the celebrities that wear it.
Absolutely.
You have Kim Kardashian, you have Salida Ebanks, you have Tyra Banks.
Tyra, Oprah, Kerry Washington, Eva Mendes, Diane Sawyer, who is one of my personal favorites. I love
Me
whenever
too.
she
And
selects
you talk about
something.
the woman you describe as this strong, independent, creative woman. I mean, Diane Sawyer.
And yet still
is-
feminine. You know, she didn't have
She's
to
never
give up.
hard.
Right.
Exactly.
So smart. Iman, so elegant. Yeah.
But these are all very sophisticated women. So
Right.
why do these women keep coming back? Because they don't wear you once. Repeatedly in the magazines, we see women
no,
wearing
the women
your
that
clothes.
we mentioned are definitely women now that call and come in and are fit. And maybe that's why. Maybe because I do fit, you know, the clothes on them, and when they're in town.
So you do the fittings.
I do the fitting for
Personally.
the women that we just mentioned. Yeah, whenever they can come in, I will. If they don't have time and we have to go to their house, if I'm not in town, then I'll definitely send out my pattern maker. But it's that attention to detail, because I really do care about how it looks on them, and how it fits and how it feels, because I know what it's like to wear something that you feel uncomfortable in, and you never want to wear it again.
So let's talk about your creative process. You know,
Okay.
this gorgeous Rachel Roy collection just walked down the runway for spring. How did this come to be?
So spring, I just really wanted to work with silhouettes and shapes that were simple, that were easy to wear. I wanted to do a collection of clothes that my girlfriends and women could just look at and say, I want to wear that. Nothing too complicated, nothing too tricky. And then the twist or the newness came in saturating new colors and then combining them in odd ways. And whether or not the customer wants to put the colors together in an odd way, you know, that's up to her. I do like providing a way to look different and unique, so that my girl doesn't look like everyone else in the room. But it is the idea that it needs to be comfortable, unique, and wearable. And that, you know, classic with a twist is what I like to call it.
So this is heavenly, and I know
Thank you.
always have gorgeous blouses. Tell me about this one, because this is so on trend. Tons of white this season for spring.
Yeah,
And these
you know,
kind of 70s
I
beautiful
love
blouses.
just a big, huge dinner blouse, what I call them. And definitely it's probably something that I'm inspired from YSL and his amazing dinner blouses that he did back in the day, those crisp sleeves. And, you know, this is just a cotton and, like you said, 70s inspired. But I think there's always a moment that we can have a nice kind of dinner blouse, either for dinner or for an interview. And they're so easy. All the design is in the blouse.
This is really the moment for the blouse, because we've seen tons of dresses out there, skirts, jeans, wide leg pants, and now we're really going tabletop.
Right,
So a man looks
right.
you across, you know, the way at a restaurant, he's going to see this beautiful feminine blouse.
Right, that's a nice point. And you know, with the volume, I love the volume in the sleeve so that the body still stays slender.
And once again, another blank canvas, just great
Exactly.
jewelry
Exactly.
to update your wardrobe. Okay.
Yes, and
now,
so we always love these kind of dresses, right? These take us to work, to cocktail.
and I wish you could all feel this, the quality of this wool is just so soft. I mean, it feels as good from the inside as it does from the outside. Now, why is it important for you as a designer to have, you know, these hidden treasures on the inside, so when a woman puts on her body, she feels just as good as she looks?
So, you know, with this dress, because it is a little body conscious, I do a power mesh lining, and it's not quite Spanx, but it's going there.
So it minimizes
Yes.
from the inside, so it
Yes.
maximizes from the outside.
Exactly, that's the idea.
But that's very thoughtful, and only a woman understands, you know,
That we'd
what it
appreciate
feels like.
that.
It doesn't matter how thin you are. It's not about weight.
Right.
It's about, as you keep saying, confidence.
Confidence, yes. And it's lightweight, but it's still an extra something that helps a bit.
And I love the color. Now, I am
the
just
color,
going
too.
to try on. I took off my own outerwear piece because I eyed this beautiful item.
So,
On
no
the
collars
rack.
are feeling kind of modern on leather.
I
and
love
it-
collarless
yes,
jackets.
Yes,
Style
exactly.
me, Rachel Roy.
Exactly, and the shoulders are beautiful. Well, you're actually a little too tiny for this one, but that's okay.
I think I'm a little too short. I could say it about myself. But you know what I
Cute.
think is so great here is that I'm getting, the fabulous leather, but it's in spring. It doesn't feel
yeah,
heavy. Now, is
yeah.
this a snake? Is this a python? What is this?
It's actually stamped, but yes. So you can basically stamp anything you want onto leather, and I'm finding that textures are feeling right and feeling modern, especially with such a clean silhouette, just to pump it up a little bit.
But I have to be honest with you, I feel totally sexy here. This is not even my size. And I feel as if I could wear something low. I could throw
Yeah,
this on
absolutely.
with jeans. I could put it over a dress. Would you consider this a great staple piece? Because this would be something I would want in my wardrobe.
Absolutely. I think because the silhouette is so clean, it's a great staple. I think that's a really good point.
How do I get this? Forget about everybody. How do I get it?
I'll send it to you.
No, you have to. You tell me where to get it. I am here to support the Rachel Roy
So
cause
sweet.
because all of these items are jewels in your wardrobe because they make you feel beautiful and they serve a purpose.
Yeah, and you do want them to last in your wardrobe, at these price
And
points
the
we were saying.
quality is outrageous. Now, this is signature for you, this pencil skirt.
Yeah, so a little pencil. I wear pencils all the time, but because I want to give her a little something different. She has her drape in the back, just a little twist, and
So it's that
unique.
hidden secret. So from the front, it looks clean. You could wear this to work.
Right,
and
exactly.
In back, it gives you a little more sexiness. Now, talk to me about the color. What do you call
Right,
this?
so this is Band-Aid, and it's the idea that when you wear a Band-Aid, it just sinks into your skin,
Okay.
and it goes with all different skin types. So I tried to select a color based on that Band-Aid color that does go with so many skin types.
But it's very difficult to find that perfect neutral
It is.
because it gets
It
too
is.
pink.
Absolutely. It really is. Even with
gets too
shoes,
light.
you want your perfect nude color, and that's hard as well.
And once again, you've lined this so beautifully because, when we wear lighter colors on the bottom, talk to me about how women feel, what they've told you, light on the bottom. They get nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what I do, I try everything on. I try everything on.
So it
and I
all
wear
begins
it.
with you and how it feels.
Yes, and I have all of the same insecurities. I have all of the same things that I might want to hide that my customers
What
want
are
to
you
hide.
insecure about? Give me
That's a whole
two-
nother show.
Okay, that's. So this is really where it begins and ends for you.
The trench coat, it really does. I wear them as dresses and also as trench coats, kind of the quintessential trench coat.
So it's fashionable, it's functional.
Well, this one is actually reversible. So on the inside, it is wool, and you can have either look. And then this side is a twill, so it's a little easier to travel in this side, and it's a little.
This is the ultimate my life is in chaos item because you can go day to evening and literally just reverse it.
Right,
I mean-
and you could be anywhere in the world, because where is a trench coat not chic?
So what is looking good? What is true ultimate beauty in your opinion?
I like to, and I feel blessed, and I actively pursue people that are much more intelligent than me, and I like to surround myself with people that are much more intelligent because I'm so curious. I always want to learn, and I think the curiosity is what got me through the company in the hard stages and allowed me to not give up. And I have just an honest curiosity about life. And while I may have an opinion and a point of view when it comes to fashion and the fashion business, there are so many other aspects that I want to learn. And I think that comes in part to how I design, where it should be comfortable and effortless and an ease, still polished,
Right.
So that you can go about your life and learn and do the things that you want to do.
I know you put shoes on the runway for the first time
Yes.
this spring. So we're
Yes.
going into the shoe business. Am I
Going into
getting a little
shoes.
inside information
That's
here?
what's going on now. For years I've worked with Mr. Blahnik, who was lovely, and he
Mr.
worked,
Blahnik, as in Manola Blahnik. Yeah.
and he worked with me years ago when he shouldn't have, when no one knew my name, and so I'm so loyal to him and I adore him. But this last season, I had the opportunity to do shoes myself, and it's our first parlay into, so that this would be an example of the odd color mix.
Well, being that you are, part Indian, a lot of these colors remind me of, Taj Mahal colors.
Oh, that's so
and those,
interesting. Maybe that
very
is something that's
interesting,
very-
bright pinks and teals, all of those,
Definitely
true
not
India
afraid
colors.
of color. I'm not
I
afraid
love
of
color too.
I'm not afraid of print. I like mixing odd things, and I'm very attracted to the idea that once you do that, something beautiful happens. And
Because there's a modernness here too. Like when I look at your shoes, there's lots of color. They're clean, sophisticated, but you have the modernness and the plastic.
In the plastics, yes. I'm always looking forward. I'm looking ahead, and right now, definitely something space age does feel quite modern. And
So you're into the future.
Well, with fashion, yes, yes.
You're in Neiman Marcus, you're in Saks, you're in the major retailers, that designers would die to be in. How do you feel about what's happening now on the internet? Sites like Gilt. How do you feel about the new way that women are shopping?
Well, for me personally, most of my shopping is done at night after I put the girls to bed.
Me too. My husband said to me, he's like, I should have never taught you how to add to bag. I'm obsessed.
Right, so it's
you turn the lights out.
And Gilt Group. But Gilt Group is so smart because they came on the scene for us designers at a time that we really needed them. And I loved partnering with them. And pretty much everyone that I know in the fashion community, all of my friends in the fashion community, worked with Gilt Group from day one because we needed that resource.
Exactly, because what people don't understand about being in this business is that it's the inventory that kills you.
Right.
So I don't think people understand when things are so high priced. They're not just putting numbers in the sky.
No, it is very hard to understand unless you have been explained or unless you work in the business that when you buy a fabric, an Italian fabric, and then you pay to ship it over here, and then you pay a fair price to have someone sew it, those numbers all add up to an expensive price point. And
I always say cheap is no bargain. It's not about price.
Right, it won't last as long.
When you look at your line that you sell, exclusively at Macy's, you sell Rachel by Rachel Roy,
Yes.
as opposed to your collection. What I think that you've done that is so fantastic is you didn't dumb it down.
I love that with my Macy's line, I can experiment more with silhouettes that might not work in my designer line. And I love a crazy pant. I love a print pant. I love a track pant as the new pant. And all of these.
Are you wearing it with heels, your track
Of
pant?
course, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, little spiky Manolos or something
but
cute.
But also, as a mother and being on the go, there's a fine line between wearing the sweatpant and being, dressed like this. So
right,
the fact that,
right.
You're taking that casual look
right.
and you're throwing a little heel, you're casual, but you're not sloppy, because I can't see you ever being sloppy.
Right. Well, thank you. But yeah, I mean, the weekends I like to do a polished chic or just something where we still feel good about ourselves. I think that the point is to make yourself feel as strong and as good about yourself as possible so that you can go on with your life, do everything else that you were meant to do, and not have to think about the clothes anymore.
Now, how have you had to use your strength lately?
My strength, well, having two girls and working as much as I do on the collections that I do means I don't see them that much, and so I do definitely have to gather my strength to balance. Balance is something I literally have to try to do it. It doesn't just come naturally.
You try to be the best businesswoman, the best mother, the best partner, the best daughter, the best friend, and you can't be that all at once.
No, something does have to give. So during collections, it's usually my friends that have to give a bit, and I think that your real friends do that for you, and they know you enough to know your schedule and your ups and downs, and of course, if there's an emergency, that's a game changer. But I do try to make an honest effort at making sure that my children come first and get the best me as opposed to my work. And that is something that I have to make a constant effort at because it is so much easier to give our loved ones the worst of us.
The fact that in every article you mention your girls and coming, home to do homework and doing the bath and tucking them in.
Right. And then sometimes leaving again, but and
with
it's
a
fun.
quick change. Last night I had a 9 o'clock dinner on a Sunday. What was I thinking? But you put your sweatpants on so they think we're all going to bed at the same time.
Yes,
and then you're in a little black dress in the bathroom.
She would just be holding onto my ankles if she knew that I was leaving again. So for example, just yesterday I had a personal appearance and
where was it?
Out of town in Miami, but I brought my 10-year-old so that I could at least have that time alone with her on the airplane. And at 10, they're such fun little people. You can sit at the pool with her. You can go to the beach with her. I didn't need any other company.
It's having a girly day.
Exactly. Yeah. And so then she sat there and she watched me, and I had her participate as well. Because
so she came to the PA. She came to the event.
Yes, so she went to the PA, and a lot of children go, and I wanted her to interact with them and to appreciate what she has and to be helpful and thankful, and so hopefully I'm instilling that in her. But I definitely take her in all of the PAs, even if it means a day or two out of school.
Well, That leads me into something that I think really defines you, other than being a successful businesswoman, the work that you do, philanthropically. So talk to me about your new project.
So my 10-year-old starting a new school. So she was a little nervous, perhaps even feeling a little sorry for herself. And so I got out just a little paragraph on Pakistan and what's going on there, and I read that to her. And
Why did you choose Pakistan?
well, because there are 8 million children that not only don't have a home, they can't go to school.
So you wanted her to realize how lucky she was, even on her worst moment.
Yes, that even if she was going to a school that she was nervous about, that she didn't want to go to, that she would be missing her friends, at least she could go to a school. And so that's why I picked Pakistan. I wanted to choose something that could relate back to her. And so at the end of that paragraph, her whole demeanor did change, and she just said, well, what are you doing about it? And at that point, I hadn't been doing anything about it. And so I just asked all of my friends in the fashion community, or all of my friends that I thought a customer might recognize their name, to send me their signature. And I put all of them together like artwork on the back of a tote. And so we asked Oprah, and she signed it within 2 minutes, no hesitation. Hopefully if they love Oprah, they'll buy it, or if they love Jay-Z, they'll buy it, or Frida Pinto, or Keanu Reeves.
And you got all of these people
Within like a week.
You go, girl. I mean, you're a doer.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
What's next for you?
Great question. I don't know. I'm just really working on, with my Rachel Roy line, handbags, shoes, and jewelry. And I want to get that right, and I want to ship it right, and I want to kind of work really hard at making all of those cohesive, with the ready-to-wear that I do for that line.
Do you want your own stores?
Absolutely. I think it's the best way to tell a story and to really put your point of view.
It is. And I think for you, with your presence and your personality, I know you're going to be standing on the floor of those stores.
I'll be there.
I know Rachel Roy is going to be standing on the floor
Checking
of those
all the
stores.
details.
But that's what makes it interesting. Don't you think part of that personalization is why, all of those celebrities that wear your clothes, the women when they go into a store and they meet you when you do a personal appearance, that has to be truly what is taking you to being, one of the hottest designers out there right now. And, you give back in a time when, you have no time. So
Right. Yeah, I definitely support any of my friends' causes. I just think, how can you not? How can we not? It's the least I can do. And God is absolutely, definitely in the details.
Rachel Roy is a phenomenal girl. Working mother, great designer, philanthropist. I had the best time with her. I didn't want to leave, but she had an appointment, so I had to go. Hope you loved it as much as I did.